Come on. She might make it. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Come on, you're gonna make it. Come on. You're close. It's moving so fast. It kind of is. When you look over here, it looks like it's going down fast. Bulletin, bulletin. I got to tell you my story. The lady came, barely caught the end of the sunset, which from this place is freaking spectacular. It's freaking great. It's awesome. Drank a little bit of this stuff. Was it Rancherita and what is it? Surge? Blackberry? It doesn't taste like blackberry. White Claw. White Claw. Drinking White Claw. Alcoholic. I don't really drink alcohol too much. It tastes like shit. A little bit. I like sweeter drinks. Because I'm like a fucking pansy. I don't like all that liquor shit. I like the hard drugs. Anyway, just listening to the stories that this lady had. And this is what I think. Now you can take it to the limit one more time and listen. So these stories that she had and what she told me tells me that she's like one of these people I think that we are. Wanderer. It's got a lot of previous earth experiences. A lot of spiritual shit didn't make much sense. A lot of program getting in there and tinkering with it. And I said, as the earth frequency is going to raise up, and if we have faith, we don't have to worry about any of that shit. Yeah, they're going to get mad if we support each other and, inspire one another. They're going to bring the helicopters and they're going to, and they probably would kill you if that could work. I said, but they can't work because we don't have to accept that reality. We don't have to. And we're not. And the Lord has given us enough faith to walk in step to know what's right and to go forward into the new creation of the world. So I think a lot of these people that as the frequencies increase and as the dominion of the system lords begins to crumble, I think it's part of our place to help people that are going to go through the change and don't really understand some of this stuff like this because they haven't learned their self. But they'll rapidly need a crash course in figuring out who they are if they're meant to. And I don't think we would encounter anyone unless they were meant to. And although there's an occasional where somebody falls out of your life or you see something that hurts your soul because it's just not right, but we can rescript this bitch. We can rescript this reality and walk in faith and trust in the creation, the logos, to get us through that walk and to the other side. But that's not to say it's not going to be scary, because I think it is. I think it is scary. But if you acknowledge your fear, support one another, because I knew what she was talking about. I'm like, I know what you're talking about. I watch stories where they say a lot of this stuff, so I do understand what that is, And it's like my other person that I had that emotionally with or whatever the fuck, that person actually came and transferred over to this person, maybe not knowing, but the same ability to understand and release without the entangled. Because we can't get entangled so much like we used to in the past. with other people. Sure, we can love them, can embrace when we have the time to embrace, but we can't possess people. We can't even really count on being but just by ourselves a lot of times when we're not wanting to be. But that's all right, because it's not like you're really alone. That's the real test for the lonely hearted. Because you feel alone and you want that connection, but you don't necessarily have to have it. But you do have it. You never lose it. That's just a lie and a misunderstanding of the truth. So I let her know that. It's like, this is what I think. And I think that this is the reason. Because she said she could help people and then became a funeral director and turned her whole life around. I was like, excellent, that's badass. That's some ballsy ass shit. Without telling her story, which I'm not, it's inappropriate. But I can refer to it and to the person, and that person could be anybody. It could be any person out there. Any one of you with your own experiences could be that person. So that's why it's important, because although we all have our different experiences, and we do come together not like a hive mind, but as a collective of a soul family or a tribe. And we have to work together because we have to abide. We have to abide in our Christ-like truth of interacting with one another and being, although the one, but as the all, for all the different people that are also embodying and being the children of the Most High God. And I don't get too limited into like my personal upbringings, faith, and someone else's, because I'm very well aware, and everyone should be, that we all have different language, but for the same things. Because I hear it again and again and again. We're all referring to something beautiful, something not completely physical, maybe etheric or astral. Probably etheric, not astral. But we're all referring to things that are just different modalities of the same experience that we come from, already knowing because we've had it and we come from it. And some of us are here now for that, the wanderers, for this time most likely. Anyway, I wanted to share that and that sunset. So have a nice night. Stay chill, yo.
He's got the whole world in his hand. I got the whole world in his hands.